matters. On Mondays, I like to start the week off right with a little self-development. This week, we are looking at some spectrums, and it asks where we fall on the following spectrums. Before I get into that, there is a quote that says, "There's not always good guys, nor is there always a bad guy. Most people are somewhere in between," by Patrick Ness. Now, we have a spectrum here, and I'll just show it for simplicity's sake here. If you want to pause the video, you can. I will go ahead and I'll just go through each of these and talk about where I'm at, and then you are welcome to contemplate and think about where you fall on these spectrums. So the first one is, where do you fall as far as between being kind or unkind? I believe in being kind first and foremost, and I've learned over the years to be intentionally inclusive, because if you're not, you're being unintentionally exclusive. So that's my first thing. Second one, patient or impatient? It depends on the context. I have a wealth of patience when it comes to people. I am very impatient when it comes to art or when it comes to video games. It's one of the reasons I have no patience of fishing in video games at all. Okay. The third one here is, are you open or are you closed? I think this also depends on the context. I am an open book when someone is asking about me. I freely share, and I really don't have many secrets. But when it comes to getting to know someone for the first time, I'm very reserved. I tend to be a little bit more shy until I get to know somebody. The next one is, are you a giver or are you a taker? I am a bit of both. I love to give when I have, but I also love to take when it's offered. Again, it kind of can depend on the context, but if I feel I have the resources, I like to freely give, because I do feel like that helps the world go further. But oftentimes I tend to just stay where I'm at and take resources if they are offered to me. The next one, are you open or are you judgmental? Again, I think it can somewhat depend. I try my best to be open and to have an open mind and to realize that people do not have to or always share the battles they're going through. And to be judgmental on someone means that you may be judging them for something that they are fighting, and we may not know what that is. I will say there are times where I instinctively can be a little judgmental, so it is a forced thought process I have to go to remind myself to be open. So I'm not naturally as open-minded as I would love to be due to some of my upbringing, but I try to be as open-minded as possible. And my last one is, am I a listener or am I a talker? I am a talker. And part of that, I think, comes from I'm also a fixer. So when someone says, hey, I have a problem, I say, oh, yeah, sure. Tell me what's going on. And I listen for a little bit, and then I talk. And as someone who coaches other people for a profession, I have had to really learn to keep my mouth closed. I have what is called an advice monster, actually Velcroed to my desk, that I can look at while I am coaching people to remind myself that my job is not to give advice or not to tell them what to do, but more or less to guide them to what it is they would like to do. Being someone who likes to give advice and who likes to fix problems, I have to ask and remind myself, do you want a solution or do you want me to listen? And that is something I'm still actively working through, but getting better over time. So that's where I fall on the spectrum. I'll make sure that these spectrums are posted in the description below. If you would like to chime in on maybe even just one of these and where you fall, I would love to hear them in the comments. If you liked this video, please leave a like. And as always, if you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe. It does help the channel. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching.